All right, so what's going on? Got Mark and Jet. We're doing a little bit of a bass fishing challenge here because we hate ourselves and want to make our lives miserable. So we're doing, I don't even know what it's gonna call, but essentially there's 3 rods. There's a fly rod right here. What is it, 7 weight?
8.
An 8 weight. A snook live bait rod right here. And a tiny piece of garbage spinning rod that I bought when I was like 12 for like 10 bucks in a Walmart in North Carolina. So we're gonna spin a wheel and see who gets stuck with what setup essentially. Mark has no fly fishing experience at all, so he's hoping he doesn't get the fly rod. Jet, what do you want to get?
I think the micro light might be the trick.
Jet wants the micro. I won't be upset if I get the snook rod, honestly. So we're gonna spin it though. All right, who wants to spin first? Mark, do it. How do you spin? Oh, you can click auto spin up top in the left corner. What?
That's a wimpy spin.
Okay, that's stupid.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
All right, Mark, get this.
That app's garbage, dude. That was the worst spin ever.
Wait, so do we need to reset it so it doesn't have heavy on it anymore, or just respin if you get heavy?
Respin if you get heavy.
All
It's
right.
too much work.
Oh, it's gonna be flat. All right, respin.
How do you spin
Dude,
it?
that thing's hot.
That thing's got no action, dude. I swear if I get heavy again. Alright,
Fly.
I'm getting my own rod.
All right,
That leaves you with the micro.
all right. So
I'm gonna snap that rod with your.
Mark's got the heavy, Jet's got the fly, and I got this little micro rod that literally, if I hook with a fish over 2 pounds, it's probably gonna snap. But we're gonna see if we can catch some fish on these stupid, awful setups here. All right, so we've rigged up. I'm throwing a Texas rig. Mark has a chatterbait on his snook rod, and Jet's throwing a deceiver. I don't know what to expect. We're hoping to catch some fish, but it might be touch and go here. I think I'm gonna get a lot of bites, but we're gonna do biggest fish, right? Biggest fish wins. Let's go. The thing is, you're almost like at an advantage in a sense, since we're doing big fish. Like, you're only gonna catch a big fish. Did you see that hook set? All right, I don't think that one's even gonna. That might be the smallest bass I've ever caught. All right, well, there we go. That seems like the appropriate size fish to catch on the micro. Got a nice gator in this pond, about a 5-footer. I'm finessing them.
I can only feel this thing like chatter when it's on the bottom.
Really?
I don't know if it's not chattering.
Oh, double up. Dude, my fish is good, dude. Oh, mine came off. Want me to land yours for you, Jet? Or am I not supposed to help you because it's a challenge? Mark, watch that gator for me. All right.
Biggest so far?
Dude, mine was peeling drag on me, dude. And he came off and he jumped and flipped it.
Bottom fin.
All right, that's our that's Jet's first place fish right there.
That's a 4.
Do you have the scale?
All right, well, Jet just caught about 1.5 pounds, and I lost probably a pound to 2-pounder that jumped off. It was tiny?
It was tiny.
All right, well, I lost the tiny one. Dude, he's peeling drag on me, though.
You're right.
Keep an eye on that time, we can respin.
Huh?
So keep an eye on that time, and we'll respin. Oh, gosh! Oh, my God! I have like a 5-pounder on. He's swimming so fast at me. Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Challenge is over. Lawson won. Oh, if my thumb just can't grab it with my other hand.
Do you think that's 6?
Oh.
Oh gosh, Mark cut his foot open diving for my bass. You alright, buddy?
Oh.
Yeah, he's in the corner. Oh. Dude, what do you think? You think that's probably 5? 5 or 6?
Yeah.
I would say 5. Dude, he doesn't have a top tail fin. I think 5.5 on that fish.
Yeah, definitely. I wish we had a scale.
On the micro,
it's a
dude.
big fish.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how I kept that thing on, but that's great.
Yeah, it is.
Great. Dude, that was a tank. Dude, it just like everything feels massive on this stupid little rod. All right, fish 3 for me, but it doesn't really help me, you know. I still have my big fish, but it feels good to catch one on the microlight. Everything just feels like it's 20 pounds on this little rod. Alrighty, unhooked, flipping back in. All right, it is 4 o'clock. We have been fishing for an hour now. I'm in the lead with my 5.5 on the micro light, but we're decided that we're gonna switch on every hour now. So we're just gonna pass the rod down essentially, where Mark gets the micro light, I'm gonna pick up the fly rod, and Jet's gonna get the snook rod now. And we're gonna do that for an hour, and at 5, we're all gonna switch back again. So I'll have the heavy, Mark will have the fly, Jet will have the spinning rod. To kind of try to keep this a little fair, because the spinning rod, the little micro light, is definitely cracking them today. So in fairness, we're gonna switch it up every hour and get at it. I got the fly rod now. I think Mark's gonna pull ahead here in the next segment because he's got the micro though. I'm just gonna work this popper. I'm essentially just running out the clock here on the fly rod until we switch over, because I am struggling here to get him on. Big in or? Mark's got his, what, second fish?
I'm not even standing up.
You're just being lazy.
Dude, what is this?
It's like a 3 or 2 pounder. Alright, he got a little smaller once he came up.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, I didn't even have to move for this one.
I like the littlest but chunky looking bass ever.
Dude, what a beauty. I think I could win it here.
Mark needs big one to catch up. Alright, we are going into our final quarter of the night here. What you missed, or what you didn't miss essentially. The last hour I had the fly rod and had 0 bites. Mark caught 2 fish on the spinning micro, but only 2 little ones. Jet claimed he had a ton of bites on his big giant swim he's throwing on a snook rod, but he didn't catch any fish either. Very slow round, but we're going into like the last 30-40 minutes of daylight, so the bite should be really good here. I'm handing off the fly rod to Mark. Jet will have the micro rod, and I'm gonna have the big snook rod. And I don't know, we're gonna see what's gonna happen here in this last closing segment of our challenge here. I'm probably gonna put on either a monster swim bait or a big top water and just see if I can get a huge thump. I'm in the lead right now. Jet's second place, Mark's third, but this is the time, I think, for things to change up, so see what happens, man. You done. Uh-oh. Jet's gonna have the old
Ooh,
Micro,
you
dude.
guys are
Do you want any worms or anything? A different worm than that? Are you good with that?
I think I'll go.
What is this? Is this like a topwater?
Yeah, it's a popper. Oh, we're on a giant. Dude, I'm snagged on something in a sand lake with a jig head on. Well, I think this challenge is really starting to die off here. Mark, what's your synopsis?
I've been done. Ever since I got the fly rod, kind of gave up.
Dude, I don't know how I'm supposed to break this. I have 65-pound braid on here. Oh, okay, that's out. Dude, what if this actually works? I think like 9 feet. It's just like smacking the bottom all the way.
Slap that sucker out in the middle, man.
Wow, it actually throws a lot further than I thought. Dude, I'm gonna keep that rod tip up.
I'm going to that rod to bend halfway.
It ain't gonna bend at all.
The bottom there.
Dude, I'm on. Are you kidding me?
Big one?
No, it's a good sized one.
Dude, you got to be kidding me. That's a joke.
Dude, that's like a 5-pounder. I just tied this square bill on as a complete joke
rod, dude.
on the tarpon rod. Oh,
I got pliers on.
yeah. It's a toad. Jet, do you see this? Okay, so I just tied that crankbait on as a complete joke and just hooked probably what you think is a 3.5, 4-pounder. That's awesome. He's bleeding a little bit, so we're gonna release him. I'm not gonna keep him out of the water very long. But I have caught a big fish on the snook rod and the micro light. Well, Sam off. What the heck?
What action is
Dude, the square bill. That was the second cast on it, right?
this? Thing's monster.
And I was just telling Mark, I've literally never thrown it before in my life. It's been in my tackle box for a year. The challenge is over. Jet's still throwing his frog, but I think
Jet won because he's the only person to catch a fish on the fly rod.
Jet, I will say Jet is the only person who caught a fish on the fly rod. Mark caught two on the micro. He caught 2. Both are both like a pound.
Like smaller, way smaller than that.
Smaller than a pound. Jet caught 1 on the fly rod, right?
That's it, yeah.
He caught 1 on the fly rod. That was probably like 2 pounds, and I caught quite a few on the micro light. I
Such a chump.
I caught my 6-pounder on the micro light, and then I caught
I landed.
Yeah, I know.
Sacrificed my life.
Mark landed my 6-pounder for me and busted his toe open. And then I caught like that 3.5, 4-pounder on the crankbait at the very end. I mean, it was kind of really weird, and I don't know. I didn't think the micro light would be so easy.
Oh, I
honestly.
did.
You did?
Oh yeah, it's
I
just
didn't
like
think-
bass fishing any other day, pretty much.
I didn't think I'd be able to keep a fish that big on.
True.
And
Heavy.
that surprised me. The heavy with the crankbait was like, I think what it needed the whole entire day probably was the crankbait. And the fly rod was super, super annoying. Jet's the only one who got one on the fly. Whatever. All right, challenge complete. We're done. All right, guys, close it out. Close it out, Jet.
Closing it up. Lawson's actually pretty good at fishing. That's all I got to say.
No.
He wishes.